everybody. When Danelle asked me to also give a video of something different, I had thought about it, and my inspiration was this quilt. Doesn't sound, looks like much, but I still want to change it. As you can see, it is windmill patterns, and I still want to do all my couching sometime, but it's still for the future. So today's lesson is all about couching and how to create more texture into your quilts. Now this is a done one, this one not, this one, because I made this shifting perspectives when we were still in Nigeria with Nigerian materials, and then I was still not very happy about it, and then I had this lovely couching textured materials, and I did this. So can you see, it creates a bit of interest and change the whole look of a quilt. Now another example that I've got is this one that I done a lesson with a quilt festival with Catherine Siliolo, where you put 4 pieces of material and blocks together and stitch the design, and then you cut out which color you want, and then you add it onto a sleeve background and stitch it on. I thought, how else can I make it more interesting, because it's all raw edge stitching. So I thought, no, quilting will help. You see, just the texture extra. Then another one that I used the couching as well to enhance texture is this silk one I made. And after I finished, I thought, no, it needs something extra. So I just couch at random things in, so it looks more like a Persian carpet. And as you can see, look at the round circles. It just enhances the colors and the design. Right, so now how does a person go about it? So first of all, get some interesting materials. Can you see? So this is silks that comes from India, that lady imports. Threads that they do there, other wool, and if you're very brave, you can even use this to create more texture. Then if you have cords that matches the coloring into your quilt, you can go and just twist it, see, and then you can couch over it, and then you have your own homemade braids. Now I use invisible thread because it doesn't detract from the color of the couching. So you get a dark one and a light one. So just test which of the two will be better for your coloring. See? Now the feet that I use, I've got these two. It's the narrow one. So you push it through there, and then this one is for wider. So please here, very small zigzags, because I broke a lot of needles on this one, while this one is now for the wider zigzag. So test it before to see how wide you want to do it. Right, so I made this example here. To start off, I just drew the spiral, and then a lot of these materials, they fray a lot at the edge. So I put a needle from the back and started it. You can see, then there's no fraying there. Then I took just wood glue, or you can use material glue, doesn't matter. And then you just stick it very lightly on it. It just holds it on place for you. And you can also see about how much material of how much thread you're going to use. Okay, and then I started stitching the zigzag. As you can see, it does change it a bit, go more flat, but I mean that you can't change that. Okay, and then I come to the end. Now you can just zigzag a little bit back, but sometimes people cut it off, but I think it's a good idea just to take your chenille needle and just pull it through to the back, or to inside where the batting is. Okay, right, so that is how to do all couching. Then here, this one, I just got back, the one that I made for the 30-year South African Quilters Guild. Look at the edging. I just couch the black braid on the end, so instead of binding, and then the balloon threads, you can use it for that. This one was a class I did with Marie Klaasse, all very arty. I do a lot of that, but we did all this. You stitch all these threads and so on. So when I was finished, I made the blocks couch all in between for the blocks. I wanted it bigger, so I put the whole thing on black felt, and to make a border I just couch a lot of these threads all around, and I didn't even have to put a binding or anything. So if you not want to do it in a machine, the couching, this is for in winter, what you watch TV. You can do it by hand. I just finished this chain stitch pattern because I always thought there was something missing, not right on this quilt. This is stained glass window, because the outside was too bright than the inside, but because I took the different embroidery threads with the chain stitch, and I think it looks much better now. I hope there's a few ideas for you, and happy quilting, and I would like to see some nice couching and texture in your quilting.